foremost, I would like to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh, by Sham Yahawashi, by Hasham Mahavakakwadash. Shalom to the brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days, and to the hopeful elect across the globe. Without further ado, we're just going to go into this. No better time to start off your morning with what? A lesson. Sets you off for the day. Okay, so I think we should go to Matthew 16. This is concerning the keys to the kingdom of heaven. All right. So let's start off on Matthew 16 and 18. All right. 17. And Yahawashi, go to 18. And I say unto thee, but thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So there's a church being built right now as we speak. And it does say, the gates of hell shall not prevail. Right? And key thing, upon this rock will I build my church. What does Peter mean when you look up that name? Peter means rock, right? Stone, rock. Oh, rock or stone. Right? So Peter was second in command to Yahawashi. Okay? And upon this rock will I build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. This is very powerful. That word for gate, it could be referred to as a gate, a wall, either a city, like a vast prison, because remember, this whole system is like a prison, right? Metaphor, the access or entrance into any state. So the gates of hell represent the gatekeepers of this society. And in Greek is G4439, which is Polei. So it's referring to the gates of hell, the gatekeepers, the masons, your warlocks, people in high positions. They're not going to be able to prevail against it. And we're going to go to verse 19. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. So these men are also going to be given keys. And what do you do with a key? You open and you lock. And when that word in key in the Greek is kleis in the Greek, the keeper of keys has power to open and to shut. Whew. Metaphor in the New Testament to denote power and authority of all types of kinds. So if you've been given them keys, yes, you have a certain level of power and authority over various kinds of avenues within this, even within this kingdom. You have access to that. It's the gatekeepers, it's people in high positions that trying to convince you, no, you need to go through them to make it. That's why you can't be concerned about what other people think. Oh no, you got to do it this way. No. Listen to what Yahawashi says, right? And it says to open, to shut. So we have a great amount of power and shutting and lock. And the keys of kingdom of heaven, Baba Kishore, whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth. So we can bind. And when we go to this word bind, let's see what comes up for that word bind. Check it out. Mm-hmm. That word for bind is dihu, to fasten with chains, to throw into chains. Metaphor, to bound one, basically. So we're able to bind, if we're obedient to Yahawashi's calling, bind what? Spirits. So you got demonic spirits messing with you. If you're really obedient, you're able to bind them spirits. You're able to bind sorcery. You're able to bind spell words that are spoken against us. We're able to bind all these things. Okay? And whatsoever shall be loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Now we're going to look at the word loose quickly. The only reason why I go into this blue letter, just to make the lesson a bit more spicy and interesting. Okay? So that word for loosed, loosed, to do away with, to deprive of authority, with a precept, break up, and so forth. So whatever we loose, we can loose. Okay, we have great power in this, but you have to know what spiritual resources You have. This is the problem. A lot of our people don't know what spiritual resources they have. We have the power to do that. To loose, to bind. All right. You know, John the Baptist, when he was on the scene, he was remitting of sins and also forgiving sins and remitting of sins, keeping people's sins up. He had great power to do that. All right. So we went to that. Now we're going to go to Revelations 3. Okay. Let's go. Baba Kashan. Today, I just thought, we're not going to be disturbed today. We're really going to focus because, the enemy, he doesn't want you teaching the word. He gets all funny and bent out of shape. Satan's like a petulant sport brat kid. But guess what? We've got to teach this word. Don't worry about what the enemy's doing. Stay focused. Let's put our best foot forward. And we're gonna feed you some good stuff today, Lord willing. The more Satan comes at us, the more harder we're supposed to go. The more in prayer we're supposed to go. I want to go to Revelations. Okay. So we're gonna go to Revelations now, 3:20. Come on. And let's look at these words, Baba Kasha, concerning what the keys of the kingdom of heaven. So now we're gonna go to Revelations 30:20. Behold, I stand. You know what? Forget that. I want to go to something else instead. You have to bear me just a minute. I know it's in Revelations 3, the open door. Bro, we have access. We have access. This whole thing about, I'm teaching the scriptures, so that means there's no type of opportunity for me to better myself in any way. If you have the knowledge and wisdom of these scriptures, you definitely should be productive in some way, somehow. All right, you might not have a business, but you have these avenues where also, certain people can also help you because the Lord, he will open them doors. Right? Because a lot of people, they teach you, well, you're a Christian, so you're just supposed to suffer and have nothing at all. That's rubbish. Right? Look at Joseph, look at Daniel, look at Abednego, Shadrach, Meshach. Right? These were men that could be utilized even in captivity, and they were what? Known for their wisdom. So there's really no excuses, none. Oh, but I can't do this because don't use suffering as an excuse not to better yourself. Don't want to hear that. Look, we'll go to Revelations. Don't use misfortune as a way of not bettering yourself. We're going to Revelations 5. Actually, not 5:3. And I'm going to jump straight to verse 7. And unto the angel of the church of Philadelphia. So let's quickly... Actually, I've got it all written down already. All right, Revelations 3:7. And unto the angel of the church of Philadelphia, write these things, saith he that is holy, he that is true. He that have the key of David. So who's holy, who's true? Yahawashi. And he that have the key of David. I looked up that word key, and it says power and authority of all kinds. Right? Power and authority with that key. Because with that key you can open doors. And he that openeth, and no man shutteth. Are you listening? He that openeth, and no man shutteth. So if the Lord opens certain avenues for us, doors, entrances, there ain't nobody upon earth that can shut it. And I looked up these words. It said it signifies an opportunity or access granted by God that cannot be taken away by anyone. So you might have certain doors. Yeah, there will be certain doors that are going to be closed, but that's because the Lord may have not wanted you to enter that door. He may have wanted you to enter into another door. Yeah, okay, which cannot be taken away by anyone. Opportunity of doing something shut. So hold on right there. We're going to go back to it now. And it says, and he that had the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth. Excuse me. No man shutteth. And shutteth, and no man openeth. Whew. So once he opens, no man can shut it. But once he shuts that door of opportunity, no man can open it. Right? And you look up that word shut, and there's people that try to shut the door to us, the gatekeepers, shut, obstruct, to shut up, compassion, so that his like a thing is inaccessible. All right. So you will have people that try to do that. Yeah, don't work with him. No, don't do business with him. And the reason why they do that is out of fear. So there is people in high places are like, watch out for this guy because we can't have that because he might take over the business. And you have a lot of people like that. That's why when they interview you, really, when you're having an interview, they actually try to make you feel insecure. And when you're having an interview, you don't really tell them too much about your achievements, because if you tell them too much about your achievements, then they're not going to want to hire you. So in interviews, you really have to kind of dumb yourself down. Because if you tell them too much, yeah, I'm successful. Well, what do you see yourself in 3-4 years? I see myself taking over the business. They don't want to hear that. They would see, this is why society is just in a box, right? And so forth. So it says, so there is people that will try to stop and shut them doors and try to isolate. They've tried that with me, but time and time again, the Lord opens a door. And I've heard people telling me with jealousy, one person tell me, oh, you were lucky. Bro, listen, that's jealousy. People thinking, oh, he was lucky. It wasn't luck. Anything you're given is by Yahawashi. It wasn't luck. Yeah, you were just one of the lucky ones. It wasn't luck at all. Right? But that's coming, when people say that, that's from a place of jealousy. Right? So we went to that, and no man openeth. And I know thy works, behold, I have set thee before an open door. The door's open. Now we have to walk through it now. And no man can shut it. So this should really comfort you. Nobody can shut it. I don't care. This person could be a billionaire, have connections all over the UK. He can't shut every single door. Because he's not more powerful than... The Masons are not more powerful than God, right? They're not more powerful than Yahawashi. Now, do they have resources? Yeah, they have resources. But guess who controls them? The Lord. Okay, very. But it has a little strength and has kept my word and has not denied my name. So we got to keep this word as well. Okay. And I think, have I covered everything? Yeah, so we've covered everything. And this should really, really, really comfort brothers. But guess what? It says the gates of hell shall not prevail, right? Matthew 16:19. So with them gates, it says a town, it says a city. What do? Move. That's why I love it. It doesn't matter where I go. You're moving against the gates. It doesn't mean you got to go, oh, well, people think you got to go, well, where do I got to go? Do I got to drive? Do I got to walk about 50 miles? No, you're moving against the gates. You're moving against the city with the word. Not with violence. You're not being violent. You're doing it with the word. And you're chanting, just like you're chanting down the walls of Jericho, or chanting down the wicked kingdom with this word. That's why it's so important that when you move, when you speak this word, that's when things really happen in the spiritual realm. When you're sitting down, you're just stagnant, you're not doing anything, things will move, because Yahawashi, he's true, even if you believe him or not, but they're not going to move for you. So we have to be motivated, move, teach this word, and that's so important, so important. So we've got that. What else? That's pretty much it. So I really hope this was edifying. Remember, that open door is open for us. Many doors of opportunities. But we also have to apply ourselves. And you can also pray to Yahawashi that he sends the right... That's one more thing. Pray that he sends the right people to help you. Because your people say successful and all this. I'm hearing all types of things. When you really start... I don't want to say you make it or whatever, but when you have a certain level of success, that's when you're going to start seeing all the people coming out, even people you don't even know, right? And they want a piece of that. So one major thing is that you pray without ceasing, and you can pray for the Lord sends more laborers, and pray for like-minded brothers, and pray that the Lord will send the right people, because there's always right people, also in high positions that will get you where you need to be within this truth and help you move on and certain things. Because the devil, he also sends people as well. And if the devil sent someone, how do you know? Because their thing would be to hinder what we're doing. Yeah, the devil sends people as well, agents, spies, monitoring spirits, something I'm dealing with now. I've been dealing with for longer than 8 months, quite some time now. So they're sent by the devil to try to hinder, stop, frustrate. That's why you move against the gates. And yeah, you pray for the right people to be placed within your life that have the same mindset, because it also does say in Amos 3:3, can two walk together except they be agreed? And it says in Corinthians, what Belial, what concord have Belial with Mashiach? They have none. What concord have a believer with an infidel? So you could be around people, right? And these people are doing all types of dark, black, evil, occult, magic, and you believe in the scriptures. You believe in the scriptures while they're doing all types of occult, black magic, and voodoo. You're not on the same ground level. Light and darkness cannot be in the same place. So these are the things we have to be mindful of. You surround yourself with people that have the same interest. All right. Scriptures also say good bad corruption, something bad company corrupts good manners. You don't want to be around people that are cutthroat, conniving, liars, thieving. I told you a couple of months ago my bike got stolen because you got some fucking thieves in here. All right. So you want to be around the right people. All right. And the Lord will always send him. He will always send someone. Always. Okay. So I'm going to shut off here. Lord willing, this was edifying. And until the next time, shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.